One, two, three. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a nice evening, and I think it's time to start the official part, the serious one. So we're starting our IT Matters meetup again. I forgot, it's probably the 6th or the 7th, I don't remember. And our first guest today is Dima Derbenev from DevExperts company. Well, actually, you will tell us more about yourself. And it's probably going to be something about fintech. And as you told me some time ago, when you need to develop something in fintech, it will cost you a whole lot of money.
That's true.
Good. So you're almost a Wall Street guy.
1, 2.
Let's get started.
Okay. Thank you, Olebek. Thank you all for coming. My name is Dmitry. So let's start with a brief survey. Who's own stocks currently or wanna trade stocks? Please raise your hands.
Any investors here? Don't worry, we're not going to sell you anything trading related.
No successful.
You are too poor for that.
Okay, so no one except me? Really? And except Olebek? Okay, 3. Okay, that seems like a perfect target audience. Okay. So if you want to do it in the future, you will already know how to do it and what's under the hood. So let's get it started. I will briefly tell you about capital markets, about stocks trading, a little bit about our company, of course, because we are developing those products, and we will have Q&A sessions, 2 of them, in the middle and in the end. And the best question will get this book. It's really interesting, so yeah, prepare your questions. Okay guys, so let me briefly tell you about our company. It's called DevExperts. We had 19 plus years of building fintech and capital markets products. So we build products from scratch. We have our own products. We do an outsource development as usual company. So, and it's all about fintech, about shares, options, stocks trading, and so on and so forth. So this is why I will present this topic to you. And let's see what we will have just briefly. So I will give you a brief, really high level overview of a stock market, how trading of buying and selling stocks is executed. I will tell you a little bit about our technologies that we're using to make these tradings happen. And we will touch only classical brokerage models, so no forex trading, no OTC over-the-counter so-called trading, and no stories about how to be a successful investor. It's our big topic.
It is prohibited.
Yes, it is prohibited. So here's the agenda. First of all, we will discover how we will get access to this shiny trading world. Then, when we access this world, how we will find the perfect match to buy or to sell stock. And we will not use Tinder for that. We'll use different tools. We will find out what will be the bridges between those parties. Then we will jump how to check and prove ownership of a stock. And of course, a brief overview of technologies and some books to read. One of them will be Flash Boys. Oops. Something went wrong. Okay. Usually in IT everything goes right without any.
Just say something with our slides for a while. Maybe it's going to work sometime later.
Yeah, maybe you could ask some questions, because I haven't been prepared for such technical issues, but...
Well, actually, I don't have any questions, but maybe there are some questions from the audience about fintech in general, something common.
I can actually revert the screen. Anyway, okay, let's do it that way. So to jump into a trading world, we will need some person. Let's call him an Ivan, and he's the greedy guy. So what Ivan wants to do, he's heard about stocks trading, and he thinks that if he will buy one Tesla share, he will be filthy rich, he will be drinking mojito, as we will do a little bit later. So he wants to buy a Tesla share, but he doesn't know how to do it. And here's our journey begins. It begins with an access to our trading world. So it begins with the brokers. So let's see what brokers do and how they will help Ivan to reach his dreams.
You know, I used to say that the only thing stockbrokers produce is sweat.
Sweat?
Yeah, basically they sit in their offices and they are sweating all the time. That's what I did.
Yeah, this seems like useless companies, but anyway, we need them. So what they do, they just providing you an access. So they give you the ability to trade, to sell or to buy stocks, first of all. And they guarantee that if you wanna buy a Tesla share, you will buy it from someone who actually owns that share, and they guarantee it with their money. Also, they do kind of bad stuff such as tax reporting. I know you don't like taxes as I do, but anyway, if you gain something if your trade is profit, you should pay taxes, and sometimes it's done in automatical way. And for some of the brokers, there are a lot of reports. For example, for US brokers, brokers should do trades of their client on the best prices available at the market. It's called NBBO policy. But in Russia, we only have like 2 exchanges, and that's not the case. So that's what the broker do. And Ivan comes to the broker. He opens up an account. He deposits money, and let's see how broker systems works.
Sorry, Oля, maybe we just need to wait.
It will warm up.
Yeah, I mean, this project is very gentle. So.
Yeah, it is. So I hope you see this this scheme. So what brokers have in, I don't know, maybe I should. So what brokers have in their system? They have a trading platform UI. I will show it a little bit later. It just prices and stocks. Then they have an order management system. So it's a system that manages orders, obviously. Orders is just an instructions. For example, an instruction to buy one Tesla share. They have an admin panel, as most of the apps do. They have some kind of reports. I told a little bit about it later for taxes and that kind of stuff. And they have this reconciliation box. I will jump to it a little bit later. So here what broker do, it's just the first part of our journey, and here you can see some of the questions mark. I will tell about them a little bit later when it will be time. So here is a trading UI, for example, of our product. What you can see here, probably you see nothing here, but anyway, it's it's called depth of market, so it's just prices and amounts of shares. And here you see a chart of particular stock, for example, Tesla. So Ivan is wondering, where do these prices come from? What do you think, guys? Where a broker could get those prices? Maybe he just creates them in admin panel manually. Any thoughts?
Random data.
Random data, okay. Yeah, perfect. It sounds like
it applies to Forex mostly.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But it's a classical brokerage model, so okay. Any other ideas or guess?
Inner book.
Sorry?
Inner book.
Either book?
Inner. Inside book.
Inside book?
Somebody in your platform trying to sell, another trying to buy in 1 second. And
Yeah.
And you creating like inner book.
Yeah, that's actually, that's a part of prices. So somebody wants to sell in your broker, and you see these prices, these orders, and somebody from other brokers wants to sell or buy, and you will see it as well. So it comes from exchanges. We will talk about exchanges a little bit later. So now a little time for promotion. We have our separate product, separate actually company called DevExperts, just to translate prices of a stock. So you could imagine it's a big industry, but who may thought that it's such a big deal? But it is a big deal, I would say. So yeah, let's continue further. So I spoke about order management system or order execution system previously. So what is that? So it's kind of gateway for orders. So orders, as you may remember, it's just an instruction. So Ivan says, I want to buy 1 Tesla share immediately, and it will be an order. This order will be sent to the execution. It's a separate system, and also your broker will check if this order is valid. So will it broke something, and do you have enough money to execute that order? So, and some of the complex order types are stored into broker systems, but usually they just bypass through and goes to the exchange. So not much of a thing here. So admin part, of course, brokers want to make money. So for example, in admin part of a brokerage system, you could, let's say, set up commissions for different types of users. You could toggle some trades. For example, you could prohibit users from trading Tesla for some reason. What else you could do? You could monitor their trades, and you could trade on their behalf, as old good times when you just call your broker and say, I wanna buy 100, I don't know what shares, probably not Tesla, maybe Ford shares immediately. So this could be the case for an admin part. Okay, great. Wow! Yes! Yes, so it seems like it's some kind of sexism prevention system, because when it comes to a female person, it just works. Wow, magic. So meet our second character. It's Olga. She already has 1 Tesla share, and she's afraid. She wants to sell it. She owns it for a while, and she thinks that Tesla prices will fail. So let's see. Olga wants to 1 Tesla share, and Olga has her own broker. So here is the second part of our puzzle. After broker, we go to exchange. Exchange is a kind of a modern day Tinder, let's say that, but not for people, maybe for algorithms, but for the orders for sure, for stocks as well. So here you can see a high-level scheme, by the way, of an exchange. It's an option exchange, but it is valid for stock exchange as well. So actually this exchange was built from the ground up in like 3 years by our company, and I think it's a great project. But anyway, so what do we see here? So here we can see that some of the orders to buy or sell stocks coming from different brokers. And we have a matching engine as the heart of the system to match these orders, as Tinder do matching. We have market data, so prices translation, which I was talking about previously. So the exchange translate prices to the brokers, and every trade affects prices. And here we have admin app as well. We could manage this system, do some kind of reports, and so on and so forth. So let's take a brief look on the exchange. So when order comes to an exchange, it's usually checked if it's okay, and if it's okay, it goes to the matching engine. Sorry. So what matching engine does, it just matches buy and sell orders. So for example, if Ivan wants to buy a Tesla share, 1 Tesla share immediately, and Olga wants to sell 1 Tesla share immediately, matching engine will match them and trade will be settled. Just that easy. So, but it's a really high-tech system, because latencies should be really low and stable here. And when I'm talking about latencies in that kind of systems, I'm talking about like microseconds latencies, and it's really hard to achieve that kind of thing. So you should be really careful about network equipment, about operational system, and and what can I say about machine engine? It shouldn't be biased somehow. So when a machine engine tries to match orders, it will look only on price and on time. So it won't be saying like, hey, Ivan doesn't want to match with females, for example, or with males, and I will not match his orders. It's not gonna work like that. It's non-biased, non-discriminating. So yeah, price, time, priority, and that's it. Brief overview about the technologies. So here we have two ways. We could use Java, but Java it might be too high level, so a lot of different mechanisms, for example, garbage collector. So to achieve low latency, we should use some kind of complex algorithms, garbage-free algorithms, but it could be achieved. So we've built an exchange with actually Java machine engine. But the better way to build a truly hardcore machine engine is to building it on C++, because it's a low-level programming language and it gives you a full memory control. So yeah, if you will have this task, think about what will you choose, Java or C++. We chose Java. So yeah, market data translation, again, every trade affects prices. So for example, when Ivan buys one Tesla share from Olga, it will affect prices. You will see the change in chart, and this change will be sent by an exchange to all of the brokers. What else? It's some source of the monetization for exchanges, so you should pay for that data flow, and yeah, probably that's it. So you could see question marks going away, and we can see exchange as execution system for brokers and market data translation for them as well, so it's going like circles. All of the data should be stored, and it should be possibly restored in case of like some kind of disasters. It gives you some metrics and analytics reports, and yeah, that's probably it. So let's talking about, before we'll jump to a brief Q&A session, let's talk about who can match Ivan. As I said, it's non-biased algorithm, so Olga could match Ivan. Olga could be a human, or she could build some kind of bot to trade on her behalf. Or Ivan could be matched by Mark. Mark is a market maker. He's a big guy from America. And he's a kind of dating agency. So what he is doing is he consequently buys and sells, for example, Tesla stocks every day. So, for example, he could sell 1,000 stocks and buy 1,000 stocks of Tesla.
Basically, he's making a market of this stock,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's called making the market, and he has a small commission for that. But these guys are pure evil. So probably they are reptiloids, so be afraid of them. Okay, so let's take a quick break for a Q&A before we'll jump to our third topic, which is breach between parties. So any questions, guys?
Any questions? I have a question. So you mentioned that basically you develop software which can be used for exchanges. What if small country like, what can it be? Abkhazia, yeah. The guys from Abkhazia approach you and say, we need our Abkhaz exchange. We don't have any infrastructure. I mean, they have network infrastructure, but they don't have any software whatsoever, no clearinghouse, no exchanges, no trading platforms. Could you solve this problem?
Yeah, if they have money, why not? But I mean, it's really expensive. Building an exchange, it's I don't know, millions of dollars.
So they must be prepared to spend several budgets of their country for your software.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other questions? Probably not. So continue.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a broker. We have an exchange, and then they should be connected somehow, right? So let's see how they are usually connected, Ivan and Olga. So there are a lot of protocols. For example, Nasdaq Exchange has its own protocol, but usually it's all about FIX protocol. So FIX is Financial Information Exchange. It's a kind of weird protocol, you will see why, but it's usually used to bypass the information about buying and selling stocks, so about financial information. Let's see what is FIX protocol, why it's been used so widely. It's text-based and it has like a key value structure. It could be transmitted over TCP. So let me present how messages about buying and selling Tesla stock will look like. Above you see Ivan's message to buy a Tesla stock. And below you see Olga's message to sell one Tesla stock. So it looks weird because if you will take a look closely, each message sends a version of a protocol, which is, I don't know why have they done that. And next, first we have like 8, 9, 35, then we have 11. And that's weird, but everybody's using it, and we are using it as well. So FIX protocol, it's complex. So not complex. It's weird, but everybody's using it, and it's okay. It's okay to use it to transmit financial information. So our next part, probably the last one, about the trading. So Ivan bought one Tesla share from Olga, and now he should prove his ownership of one Tesla share. How he will do it? First of all, we have, brokerage trading has a clearinghouse mechanics. So what is a clearinghouse? It's like an ancient kind of thing, but it still exists nowadays. After the trade is settled, exchange and broker send information every day about every trade to some third party called a clearinghouse, and clearinghouse just checks if everything is okay. So if Ivan bought a Tesla share for like $600, Olga should sell a Tesla share for $600, and if there's some kind of mismatch, trade will be busted and rolled back. But 99.5% of trades are okay, and it's really ancient mechanics, but somebody makes a lot of money on it, so it still exists. And yeah, I mentioned reconciliation process is the process when clearinghouse send information about all of the trades daily, and brokers checks if everything is okay, and if everything is okay, the trade is settled. And the last part of our journey called custodian or depository. So it's used just to store information about who owns what stocks and how much stocks do you own. So custodian is just an electronic list when it says like Olga owns one Tesla stock, and then it will say Ivan owns one Tesla stock, and that's it. And it's separated from brokers, from exchanges, so it's a source of truth about ownership. For example, if your broker went bankrupt, you will not lose your assets because they are stored in custodian, but not in Russia. In Russia, you probably will lose it anyway. So, and yeah, let's wrap it up and let's do some technology review. So obviously, those financial technologies should be robust, should have a low and stable latency. They should have an ability to disaster from recoveries, and they should be scalable. So what we are using currently to achieve these goals? On the front end, we are using TypeScript, React, and some kind of weird thing such as RX programming and functional programming, RxJS library, sorry. On the backend, we are using just a standard Java Kotlin or C# and C++ in some kind of cases. For mobile application, just native languages, and if we're speaking about some kind of DevOps kind of things, we're using whether we're using Ansible, Terraform, Nomad, and yeah, we're not using Kubernetes currently, but probably we should do it soon. Okay, so again, brief overview of parties involved. We have different brokers. We have buyer, which is Ivan. We have a seller, which is Olga. They goes to their brokers. They send instructions. Broker check and bypass those instructions to an exchange. Exchange find matches for buyer and seller. Sends information to the clearinghouse. Clearinghouse saying, okay, you bought a share, you sold a share, and everything is okay. And then clearinghouse sends information to custodian, and it says like -1 Tesla share for Olga and +1 Tesla share for Ivan. So yeah, that's probably it. It's just the same scheme, but money and share wise. So here we have 1 Tesla share and $670, and in the end they're exchanging. So Olga will have her money, Ivan will have his Tesla share, and they're happy. That's happy end. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for your attention, and let's jump to Q&A session, guys.
Great, sorry. I will use my power to ask you a question. And again about Abkhazia, and as you know, 20 or 25 years ago, Russia used to be almost like Abkhazia. I mean, our stock markets, stock exchanges were created from scratch, but in the US they existed for many decades and even centuries. And when you work with American counterparties, exchanges, etc., do you often have to deal with some legacy problems? I mean, when you have to somehow interact with very old systems who use MS-DOS whatsoever?
No, I'm not aware about MS-DOS, but actually this whole brokerage system, it's one big legacy. Because, for example, if we are talking about cryptocurrency exchanges, they don't need custodian. They don't need clearinghouse, because they could do it using, for example, blockchain. They don't need to separate brokers from exchanges. So this whole brokerage system is one big dinosaur's legacy, because it's going back to, I don't know, 16th centuries or at least like 80s, when there were no computers and people just yelling at each other. And of course, errors might appear, a lot of errors, like 10% of trades were busted back in 80s because there were no computers, but now it still exists. So it makes no sense, but we cannot do anything about it.
Yeah. Any questions?
I have one. Do you think that, do you believe that to be a successful developer in fintech, you should know the domain?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So I do believe that if you know domain, you will be a better developer. But to be a successful developer nowadays, you could know nothing about the subject, because you have a lot of analysts, designers that will think for you, like project managers, so on and so forth. But of course, your value will be greater if you will know the domain better.
Thank you. Can I continue this? What part of developers in fintech can help you to jump from IT to trading, for example?
From just standard.
If you want to change from developers to
If you're a front-end developer, just let me know. But honestly, we have our internal courses about it. But yeah, actually, you could read those books if you want to. So here is a list of books about trading and exchanges. I will send a presentation a little bit later. But also, you could start with trading basics, like Tinkoff Investment has, as far as you know, basics about investment, about stock investment, about options, futures, so on and so forth, just to understand.
Anyone else? Sorry, Daniel wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, I have one question. Do you know, is every stock market allows people to use software for trading automatization? Because maybe it seems not like fair, because some people can use the software and others don't. And as far as I know, some cryptocurrency stock markets, they prohibit to use the software. They can detect you and ban you, and you cannot use it for trading.
Basically, I think it depends on the broker.
Yeah. So I could only guess, but I guess brokers and exchanges do not prohibit automated trading because it's a source of revenue for them. So the more you trade, the more profitable brokers and exchanges will be. And if we are speaking about cryptocurrencies, there could be several schemes, so it depends. So I think almost every broker will allow you to trade automatically, but it has some rules and limitations. That's my guess.
Okay.
And there was a question from Marina.
Yes, thanks for your presentation. And I have some questions about clearinghouse processes. First one is how automatized is this? Because as I understood here is making sure that everything is correct, the debt and the payment.
Yeah, it's fully automated usually.
Okay,
Fine.
that's nice. And my second question, I often see an advertisement when they want to become a lord and own like 1 square feet of the spot of land or something. So my question is, can the clearinghouse, for example, issue a special beautiful paper that you own like few shares of Tesla to
Okay.
gift or to put on the wall?
Okay, I think you meant a custodian because custodian stores shares. But yeah, I heard about it. I've never checked it, but I heard about that kind of things. You could pay some amount of money and you will be given a paper.
Well, I have something to say. Nowadays, those shares don't exist physically, but still you can just have like a paper which certifies that you have this share on your trading account or something.
On your
So basically nowadays shares are like money. Well, it's not a good comparison because you can have money in physical form in paper, but shares are not issued in paper anymore unless we're talking about some small country.
Yeah, but as a gift, I've heard about that kind of thing. You could, yeah, they could be issued for you. You just pay some amount.
Maybe
It's just a beautiful paper, nothing.
just for fun. But your company should think about it. I mean, there is
Yeah.
a whole lot of business.
Yeah.
Anyone
Big
else?
revenue.
You're talking about presents from Tinkoff?
Oh my God.
Oh,
we have a Tinkoff trader here.
What?
I mean, shares from Tinkoff.
No. We meant to print a physical equivalent of a share to put it on the wall, for example.
Yeah, or maybe when you want to give it as a present to someone.
No, I don't want.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Am I right that you offer tools for trading and at the same time you act as a broker?
We do offer tools for trading, for various trading as products, and we improve different tools from different brokers, exchanges, and so on. But we do not act like a broker. We sell our products and our time to the brokers and exchanges. So it's kind of B2B model for us.
And who is your main competitors?
I've heard about, so let's start with EPAM. I know probably you all heard about EPAM. It's like 25,000 developers there. It's a public company. So I know they have some kind of a pool of developers who develop, for example, Moscow Exchange. Yeah, maybe because of it, it falls on negative prices or not. I don't know. So EPAM first. Next, I know some company from Russia. It's a small one. It's called not Finviz, I'm not sure, but they develop just capital markets products as well. And any other, let's say, outsourced companies that could do any kind of outsourced development could be our competitors, but it's really a complex thing to enter. So yeah, probably that's it.
Yeah, and maybe guys from Accenture also do something for capital markets, but they won't admit it.
Yeah, maybe NG and so on.
Yeah.
What makes it special? What special can you offer the clients?
Whole lot of expertise, so almost 20 years of building just capital markets products such as exchanges and broker products. So yeah, that's our main advantage. And yeah.
And there was a question from here.
It was just who pays the fees, but you already answered that it's
What?
the broker.
What kind of fees?
So the question was who pays for your product, right?
Your model of monetization is based on the fees from brokers
Mhm.
or from users.
Okay, I got the question. So we got like 2 or 3 revenue streams. So first of all, we sell our products license based. So our clients will be brokers, for example, and they pay monthly fee or annual fee. That's the first source of monetization. The second is implementing new features for our clients. So we sell a product on the license, and client comes and says, "Hey, I want a new feature just for me," and we charge them on time and material or fixed cost based. And the third source of monetization is just outsourced development for our or not our products for brokerage and exchange systems. So we could jump to the product built from internal team, for example, from scratch, and implement some new shiny things. So those are 3 streams of monetization for our company.
Yeah, and Dima, I want to ask you something else. Well, you are a front-end guy, and I know there are different systems for exchanges, for stockbrokers, but anyway. And we also know that in the financial industry there is so much under the surface. I mean, the system itself can look very simple, but still there is so much stuff going on under the surface. Would you say that, in general, like developing an application like that is 50% front-end, 50% back-end, or maybe it totally depends on the type of the application?
It totally depends, but initially DevExperts started as only backend company, and we got our front-end department just 5 years from today. But nowadays systems getting more and more complex, and it depends. So maybe 50-50, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
Good. Any more questions?
Did you heard about Finastra company and their products?
Finastra? No, what's the company?
It's some kind of financial software tool. I just wanted to hear your mind about it.
No, I haven't heard anything, but there are a lot of financial products, API companies, so yeah.
And Ola, what's the question from you?
I just said that I heard about this company.
Anyone else? Well, I think the questions are over. Did you like any particular question, by the way? Or maybe some question caused you too much pain in the ass?
Yeah, I actually like all of the questions, but in my opinion, the most relevant is should developer know what subject area?
Mm.
So
it looks like we have Nina from Accenture here, and she's got a puzzle for Kostya over there.
yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, so 2 presents go to Kostya,
Okay,
right?
Kostya, congratulations.
Oh, I didn't expect him to get 2 presents. That's great.
That's unfair.
Dima, thank you so much for your presentation, for your speech.
Thank you guys for having attention.
Sorry, and we always have this tradition of taking pictures with the speakers. Oh, I already had a picture with you, but anyway, Camila, please help us. Thank you so much.